Hello there, my name is HARVIN Krishnan, MATRIC number EA18180, and today I'll be talking about my quiz 4 on the course Embedded Technologies given to me by my lecturer, Mr. Badawuddin Muhammad. So my task was to actually do a short video manual on the SysTick timer and to talk about the function of each register. So let us begin. So the first line of coding is the white delay ms in delay is actually to the delay function, and the two ints here are for the initialization. The RCC here is to enable all the GPIOA clock for the GPIOA, and the GPIOA here is to set A0 until A7 as the output, and the GPIOA ODR 0xFF is to set the initial condition for the LED off, and the GPIOB ODR equals to 0 is to set the 7-segment display initial condition as off, and the int LED1 is actually the starting data of the display of LED. So next is the while function, and the GPIOA ODR LED is to display the starting data of the LED, and below that is actually the delay ms set as 2 million. Now this is a call for timer for the SysTick function below. Next is the LED left shift equals to 1 is to actually determine the LED, it will shift 1 by 1. So for example, there are 8 LEDs. So from 1 it will shift to 2, 3 until 8. And below that, for the next line of coding is that if LED equals to 0x100 is to ensure that the LED, once it reaches number 8, it will loop back to number 1 and continuously goes in that motion. Okay, next we'll move on to the white delay ms in delay. This is our SysTick function, and the SysTick load delay -1 is actually the delay being here is the 2 million, so it will tick down 1 by 1 until it reaches 0. So if it yes. So the next one is the SysTick control 0x5. 0x5 is to actually turn on the SysTick functions, which are the clock source, the tick int, and the enable. So 5 being 101, so it will enable the clock source, disable the tick int, and enable the enable. Next we'll go on to the GPIOB ODR 0x1. This is to display the 7-segment display to make sure that the SysTick is working properly. And below that is the while SysTick control 0x1000. This is the 16, the value of 16. So this is actually the to enable the flag in the SysTick functions. So if we get a value of 1 here, we'll go on to the next line of coding. If we get 1, that's actually empty. It's empty here, so we won't get any results. If we get 0 here, we'll move on to the next coding, which is the GPIOB ODR. So if we get 0 here, the 7-segment display will be resetted to 0. And the last line of coding is the SysTick control equals to 0. This means that the SysTick function, all the SysTick function before has been disabled. So the clock source, the tick int, and the enable has all been disabled. That is all from me. Thank you.